I mean, it's like pretty much just us anyway. So
Yeah. Well,
if anyone shows up that wants it, we'll move.
Wait.
I did.
You can wait.
It's been on for a while.
I see it on that TV, but it's not on.
It's not on this TV.
Behind you.
Behind you.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
So next up is God of War 2 with the Englishman. This is a fun glitchy run. And
I mean, you're not supposed to.
I have
like,
some
be a
donations
fish.
to read off. $10
Supposed to be
from
Athena.
Logan Fontana. My grandma passed away from cancer a few years back, so I support this cause. Thanks to Miles for breaking my favorite game of all time. My donation goes towards whatever Miles wants it to go to.
I think I put all those towards baby.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, sorry. Mr. K has a good point. You can follow Miles on Twitch. His stream, is it still displayed on the screen, or are we to God of War 2 now?
It's Miles S&B.
Yes, it's Miles S&B on Twitch.
He does reset a lot because he's a perfectionist, but hopefully you can catch him when he's doing a single segment.
Yeah.
Then it will be slightly less.
Even
But,
then.
Yeah.
Definitely want to follow Miles on Twitch.
Definitely worth a watch.
Even so, watching him reset, you can see just how hard his tricks are and how perfect he aims for.
Did we run the commercial? Are we actually
We're
live?
We're live.
Okay. You sure? All right.
Yeah, let me just get the recorder set up, but then you'll be good.
All right, sure.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
All right. We're live, and what's is it still around 20K, the viewer count?
Yeah, you're still at 20K.
Yeah, all right, so first of all, I've got good luck charm.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Now I'm ready to go. Now we just need a video feed.
Yeah, just,
we need to...
Is that Maple Leaf centered?
Wait, don't we have a video?
Not on.
There. We just need
All
to
right.
change the...
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, as you probably you probably could tell already, I'm not actually English. Yeah, I'm close enough for most people, apparently. Yeah, you guys can see God of War, but we cannot.
Go through the menu.
Yeah.
I think there's a discrepancy about who is English at this marathon right now.
Yes. Well, there we go.
Yay.
Yay.
Nothing changed for you guys, but everything changed
Yay.
for us.
And I just got to crank the volume because I got some audio cues.
Got it.
Well, first of all, I got to go into the menu and
Yeah, let me know if it's...
how are you guys for for doing a time offset? Because it'll be a lot easier to time it. Also, I don't have audio. At least I don't think so, unless...
Oh,
there we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Tell me when you're ready to go.
Yeah. Well, if you guys aren't going to do an offset, then there's an intro sequence, and then what?
Just tell me when to press the button.
Yeah. All right. Well, first of all, I have to go into this and set up my New Game Plus set. Basically, I'm using some of the unlockable urns. These two in particular. This one is going to be a toggle. I'm going to get into that later as I go into the run, just making sure I've got the right weapon, sub-weapon, and magic selected. And now by saving this game, that means that next time I start a New Game Plus on Easy, I will have all of this data saved. I did try some of these strats on Titan. I really wanted to make it a donation incentive. Unfortunately, it didn't really work, so that's unfortunate. But anyway, let's start. New game, Easy, bonus play, fish, and I'll tell you when to start the timer.
Oh yeah, and we are going to draw prizes for the Metroid blocks soon.
And at the cut to black right now. Alright, so hopefully my first sequence break in the game will occur on the very first map, with any luck. It is possible to open this door during the cutscene after this fight. Don't worry, not all of the fights are this simplistic. Later on they get a lot more complicated. And hopefully I can get this. Maybe? Nope. Oh well, it's pretty cool when it happens. Unfortunately, it didn't. It is a bit random. That being said, everything else should go okay. So this is roll canceling to start. Basically, if you press square in the middle of a roll, you can cancel the latency that you usually have at the very end, where you sort of have a little recovery animation. It allows you to go a lot faster than simply rolling or running in general. It's a lot faster than running. So now I'm going to set this up specifically in order to... I'm basically activating 2 cutscenes at once, essentially. I'm going to be activating the Catapult QTE and the Colossus is stunned cutscene at the same time. I'm going to have to wait here to clear this out, and now I'm going to do that, which means I do the Catapult during the cutscene here. Although I can't activate the Catapult too soon, which I think I might have done right there. Otherwise, I clipped through the Colossus. That was an unfortunate start, but at least I showed that off. Yeah, basically I'm going to be doing this trick again. My good runs tend to have traditionally bad starts anyway, so I'm not too concerned. At the very least, most of the people on my stream don't know what can't see the Colossus clip because I usually restart after that. So there we go, that's better. So yeah, the first couple of QTs here are all scripted. It's all the same button prompts. Later on, after the Colossus tutorial, they're all randomized.
Is it okay if I read off some donations?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. We have $20 from Curtis Tamblin. Glad to hear that donations are working again. Put this towards Sonic 2006 Final Story, and I hope the entire game will show up in a future marathon, because I love awful games. Well, we are going to complete at least one scenario, so I think that's complete enough for most people. Yeah, it's probably more than enough for a lot of people. We have $40 from Matt Scheidermeyer. Thanks to all the runners and donators. Let's put some more monies towards Cosmo.
So yeah, this game actually has loading times, believe it or not. Often triggered when you are running a little too far. The thing is, because this is RTA, normally if I were just going by the in-game timer, I would have paused during those loadings, just before the loading area, in order to cancel, sort of like what I did with Resident Evil 4 last year. But in this case, it's not an issue because of how the in-game timer works in this game. It doesn't actually show you an end-of-game time. It shows you a time at your last save, which happens to be right near the end of the game, but it's still not near the end enough for the SDA timers. So for purposes of this run, single segment will always be RTA. So the QTs are triangle, triangle, X, X on this side, and then circle, circle, square, square on the other, and those are the last predetermined QT button prompts, and the rest of them are random. So basically, I'm using the R1 prompt for the grapple in order to cancel Atlas Quick a little earlier, like so. I only did one prompt in, and that allows me to jump over here a lot earlier than developers intended. Another great thing about New Game Plus is that it's the only mode in the entire series throughout the 3 games that actually allows you to skip cutscenes. These games' cutscenes are very long, and they're all pre-rendered, so it was probably easy for the developers to implement that. Unfortunately, they did not include that in God of War 3. So there's an out-of-bounds trick in the next map that I'm not doing because it's a little it's a little counterintuitive and it doesn't actually save that much time. There's going to be plenty of out-of-bounds stuff later. Don't worry though. In the meantime, I just have to worry about AI randomness and everything else. There's a specific roll pattern here that I want. Left, left, up, right. There we go. And now I'm just going to have a little safety Chronos Rage over here so that nobody interferes with me. I said when nobody interferes with me while pushing the block over here. And I got that right onto the button, which is exactly where I wanted it. I got 3 archers here, which is a little unlucky. I sometimes get 1 or 2. So while we're on the elevator, this is just a demonstration of how much lag there usually is when you roll, and now this is with it canceled. So you can see there's a big difference. In a minute, we're going to be doing our first high jump, which is the first real shortcut trick of this run. And we're going to be doing several of those high jumps, and then we're going to get into infinite jumps later, and long jumps, which I will explain when they come up. The trick I'm going to be doing later on is actually slower than doing it normally, but more consistent, because of how that particular map works. It is all about... the fastest way to do it is actually to just like jump above the beams and hope that the archers don't hit you. Whereas this one looks cooler, even though it is a little slower and more consistent. So first of all, I'm going to go up here, clear out these archers. So that was Quake. And now I'm going to use the Urn of Poseidon to do a high jump here. And then I'm going to turn it off at the peak of my jump. And that gives me an extra opportunity to jump again. These guys don't have collision detection. Pardon me. And so now the next map doesn't have the floor loaded. So I'm going to have to stay in the air for a couple of seconds while the map loads. And then that gives me a perfect opportunity here. Now there's a sort of stun lock I can put the Colossus in if I'm paying attention.
I just want to say that people in chat are really enjoying your commentary and how informative it is.
Alright then. So yeah, the Colossus just being a troll, as usual. I can't really damage him from where I am when he does the downward fist attack as opposed to the stomp. This is the initial stomp that I wanted here, when he does that. Although I had wanted that as air L1X. I just forgot to jump there because it's 3 in the morning here. And yeah, another setup. This will be the last one. Hopefully we'll actually get it right this time. Yep. And now I specifically chose the Spear of Destiny for this next section. There's a reason for that, which I will get into. Basically, the Spear of Destiny is a very good long-range weapon, and it allows me to do a long jump later on, and it gives me high jumps as well. And I will explain that. Basically, you don't have to destroy any of the cores, except for the very last one, while you're inside the Colossus. We can do high jumps with the variation of the high jump that we used earlier on that one section with the archers in it. So we're going to go over here, and if I line this up properly, I will be able to skip the first core with the Poseidon's Rage, turn it off, and there we go. That's the first core skipped. These skips are all doable in slower forms on New Game as well as New Game Plus. Although in New Game you're stuck with the Blade of Olympus. So I'm actually stuck with a sub-weapon here. I can't even switch to the Blades of Olympus if I wanted to. Or sorry, the Blades of Chaos, Chains of Chaos. Whatever Kratos' blade weapons are called in this game. So I'm going to clear these guys out. Now I'm going to do a long jump in order to skip this core. First of all, I'm going to set it up here, and then I'm going to hold, and then I'm going to press X and square at the same time, and then mash square, which gives me a much longer jump than I normally would. It's slower, but again, it's longer and allows me to jump over that little beam there. Normally, you would need just some sort of damage boost on New Game. It's just something that Fiddlestick found a couple days ago. Fiddlestick and Ekion have been my major resources for tricks in this game. I'm the first person to actually do a single segment run of any game in the God of War series, and all of their tricks were done with a segmented run in mind, so I had to apply all of their knowledge to create a marathon-safe route. So now, even though I'm going to have to jump up here, even though I'm not doing this puzzle, that's actually the loading trigger for the next section. Now this is a pretty good setup. I'm going to have to wait a couple seconds before I go back, because for some reason, the game doesn't like it if I unload instantly in that area. This game can be pretty finicky with lag. It's a more prominent issue when we come to infinite jumping, but we're not quite there yet. This next section, I'm completely at the mercy of Zeus's AI. His AI on easy is very bad, and you want him to kill you as quickly as you can. And this is a perfect time for donations, by the way.
Oh, we actually have a prize to show first. A donation of $5 or more during this game will get you in the drawing for this prize.
Ooh. Oh, this is the Kratos art I've been hearing about.
Yeah,
It wasn't
exactly.
on camera.
It's not on camera, okay.
Go to the right side of him if you can.
And yeah, this was that drawing was actually drawn by Molotov's sister. Molotov's the guy in the left on the camera.
Yep.
Yeah, she does a lot of cool artwork, and yeah, this is one of the many prizes that she generously donated to us.
Yeah, this is the one area where it's actually faster to play on Titan than easy, because his AI on Titan is just relentless. He will chop you up very, very quickly, and that's the point, of course, in this case. It even gives you a fake QTE that you don't want to press if you want to do it quickly. Hades is very random. Hopefully I'll be able to do it relatively quickly. And then there's going to be another good section for donations coming up in a bit. Once we get onto the Star Fox Pegasus section, which doesn't have that many opportunities to speed it up and plenty of opportunities to slow it down. Sadly. Kind of wish that wasn't the case, but yeah, most of the glitchers of this game like to pretend that the other sections simply do not exist. Okay, another good... any more donations?
Oh, okay. We have $20 from Chris Hansen. Hey guys, this is my first time really spending much time watching AGDQ since I only got into speedrunning this last year. Enjoying the Prime run, and I know I'll donate again later. $20 from John Mace. Hey guys, awesome speedruns. Loving the Metroid Prime one currently. Looked forward to watching it all during work. $20 now for the huge prize pool, and $20 later in the week for the Wind Waker replica. Hope this isn't too late. It certainly was not John Mace, even though I'm a little late with the donation. Don't worry, your donation was processed at the time that we got it. $15 from Michael Klein. Donating because my girlfriend is watching and her mom is doing great battling cancer. Well, it's good to know that she'll pull through, and Michael Klein also wants to say, I love you, Caroline. Also, we love the ukiyo-e print. Count this for Cosmos since there are no DKC challenges. There might be one coming up. There might be one coming up. And that's all I can say.
Yeah, you can just say it twice.
So, we have $25 from Shadow Wraith, or AD Kelf. Congrats on the two-pool. Great run, buddy. Put this towards Baby for the Super Monkey Ball run, even though Gon Gon is far superior. I agree. And good luck with GA. $30 from Lucas Jacobson. I never knew Metroid was a grill. These Metroid runs by Miles have been spectacular. Good luck on GA. Put this money towards Baby on Super Monkey Ball. Actually, let me check real fast what the Super Monkey Ball character donations are looking like.
Yeah,
so currently, Baby is at $881.18. II is trailing well behind, even though he's at second with $200. Gon Gon is $41.01 because people have no taste in characters, and Mimi has $1. I am totally not biased at all, by the way.
Not at all.
I really wish that I could use the boost in this section to make this a lot easier. A lot easier to swallow. So, I will take the second Pegasus section to actually sort of explain infinite jumping, because it will take a relatively long time. Because unfortunately, it's one of those tricks that looks a lot easier than it actually is. Oh, by the way, this is Typhon. We won't be seeing him again. The developers actually... This is like one of the sequence breaks that the developers actually intended you to do on New Game Plus. Basically, you meet Prometheus and you have to mercy kill him with the Typhon's Bane, which you normally have to get from Typhon, but because you start with it, you can just shoot Prometheus as soon as you see him, which is very nice. That cuts about 5 minutes off the run. It's actually one of the smaller sequence breaks in this run. And yeah, now the fun begins.
Okay, we have $20 from Aaron Merrill. Thanks for the wonderful entertainment. I am sad that I missed the first day, as you should be, because there were lots of cool runs on the first day, not the least of which was Yoshi's Island. Good luck with all the runs and put this towards Cosmo. By the way, I'm sure people are curious how far along Cosmo is, so it is currently at $3,089.32 out of $10,000.
Okay, I'm getting decent luck. Go down here, yeah. The absolute worst thing that could probably happen is if you get grabbed, because that's like a 5 or 6 second QTE, which is very annoying. And now I'm actually going to be thinking a couple maps ahead here, and during this slide I'm going to be setting the Barbarian Hammer and Urda Poseidon on. That's not until Cliffs of Lachesis though, although I won't be using that magic for the next couple of maps, so I decided to go ahead and set all that up. I have very specific reasons for choosing all of the magic and sub-weapons that I do in this run. This section is relatively easy in New Game Plus. One Atlas Quake brings down the contraptions that the enemies have here. And then there's a ledge trick that you could use by using the evade, the right stick, in a very specific portion. I just used the wrong magic. There we go. Okay, ledge trick saves about 15 seconds when done right. There we go. And now we're going to Mercy Kill Prometheus immediately. Probably the only Mercy Kill that Kratos has ever done in the entire series.
So is this more or less broken than God of War 1?
It's actually, game is actually considered the least broken of the series. Not to say it isn't broken, but it's certainly less broken than the other games. God of War 1 in particular is an absolute gold mine of sequence break opportunities, with the only real disadvantage being the lack of a New Game Plus. And now I have the beginning, like the first 30 minutes of this run is relatively straightforward, and then once I get to the Cliffs of Lachesis, things start to get really crazy. And I'm sure that you guys will enjoy it. Or I hope you will, at any rate. I cannot guarantee your enjoyment of anything. I deactivated Rage of the Titans here, even though I have infinite Rage of the Titans. It does lag a bit whenever you use Rage of the Titans, so I only turn it on when I really need it. Except for the Pegasus sections where it doesn't lag. So here, I'm playing it a bit safe because getting grabbed by these guys is a 10-second QTE, which is definitely not acceptable in the slightest. There's actually a lot less backtracking here than you would normally be if this was a regular run. And I also apologize if I keep rolling in the wrong direction. It's just that rolling in this game is very inaccurate. Unfortunately, this is not like the first game where there was an R1 shoulder attack that you could use to chain together rolls. In this game, you need to be a lot more precise about how and where you roll, and some of it just comes down to like sheer luck at points. I try my best to sort of line up my rolls best I can, but sometimes, you know, mistakes, rolling in the wrong direction is just unavoidable, which is unfortunate, but again, that's just something that happens. Seconds tend to get thrown around like candy in this run, most unfortunately. Anyway, there was a trick that Akeon had where you can use Atlas Quake to raise all of Typhon's fingers at the same time. I can't get it. I've tried it, and I think it might be a European thing. I don't know. But either way, this is my method for it, which is one of the few methods I created for myself. Normally, I'm able to get a section there where I could sort of hit all three fingers there at the same time, which is probably the closest thing I would have to like a multi-finger hit in this run. But this isn't that great of a start. But then again, I've had personal bests that have worse starts than this. My personal best currently is 125.16. In practice earlier today, I got within 20 seconds of that. I probably won't be beating that today because I'm going to be taking a couple of safety saves because I have had this game lock up on me before, which is not very desirable, obviously. And now I'm going to take this opportunity to explain infinite jumping. Okay, so we've seen the Urda Poseidon high jumping. you're going to be seeing jumping with the Barbarian Hammer. The Barbarian Hammer has an attack called Might of the King, which is an air L1 attack. It is meant to be a downward spike, but the thing is that at the start of Might of the King, it actually raises you up a couple of feet. And when you're doing that, you can, after you perform the L1 attack, you can go into the sub-menu, cycle through the various weapons to unload and then reload the sub-weapon data, at which point it basically clears the data, gives you a false ground check, at which point you can then re-equip the weapon in midair and then do the attack again and then go back into the sub-menu and do everything all over again. And you can do that and you can chain multiple attacks together that way. Although after 5 charges, as I call them, with Might of the King, you start to lose vertical height with every charge. So in that case, you can cast Poseidon's Rage in order to reset the vertical momentum and get infinite charging to work properly. It's a lot more complicated than something like Darksiders, but it's definitely a lot harder than it looks and a lot more complicated than it looks, because it just looks like a pressing one button. But really, it's a 3-button sequence that needs to be done within half a second, and in relatively precise timing, and in the right order as well. And there's the amount of time you need to spend in the sub-menu between each charge varies from map to map. It can be anywhere between like 3/4 of a second to like 5 seconds. Some of the areas, like just before Clotho, are really laggy, which is why sometimes it's actually beneficial in that endurance area to actually clear out enemies rather than jump over the invisible wall, which is what I normally do. I have since calculated which waves are faster to do invisible walls and which are faster to just kill normally. It ends up being about 50-50. Donations? Anyone?
Oh, yeah, we have plenty of donations, actually. And we're also drawing prizes for the Metroid block right now, so just sit tight, you guys. We're going to have the winners drawn up in a second. So we have $30 from Dominic Battaglia. This is a great cause and I want to show my support. Keep up the good work, guys. $20 from Liam Lindsay. The Prime 1 run was absolutely amazing. I can't wait for Prime 2 to blow me away as well. Put this $20 towards Cosmo. And yes, guys, we are trying to keep up with donations, but you know, I also don't want to interrupt the Englishman from his great commentary and very informative commentary for this game. Alright, $30 from Arthur Velasquez. My buddy Billy showed me guys your stream. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Arthur. $40 from Alexandra Kant. Hi, I'm Alex, and good luck for the French stream and AM the No Life. Thank you, Alexandre, and big shoutouts to Mr. MB for his French restream with commentary. He's definitely helped us, you know, raise more money than we ever thought imaginable. He's made the stream more international for us. He's just a great guy in general, and he also composed the music for our promo video, so that makes him a pretty awesome guy in general.
Alright, so coming up in about 45 seconds or so is the first big glitch of the run. I've had a little bit of trouble getting it consistently in my practice runs. Hopefully I'll be able to get it within 2 or 3 tries. It's meant for a segmented run, which I had to apply sort of a different strategy for it in order to make it consistent for single segments. But you'll see it'll become apparent very soon that things are not as they should be. You've seen my stream, you know what's coming. So I'm going to climb above to the invisible wall here, and I did not get that first try, but that's okay. I didn't expect to. It's a very precise double jump I need to do. And I got it second try. Alright, that's not too bad. So basically what I did is I hit a water object from below, because this game only has one type of water object, which is used for both swimming sections and for decorative water. So basically I have tricked the game into thinking that I'm swimming right now, and I'm going to save about 5 minutes. And this is probably why most people donated for the fish costume. So now I have to swim down here, Once the music changes, I know that's a loading trigger that I need. And in order to cancel the swimming glitch, I am going to direct Kratos into this pool, and that will bring me back into normal speed.
That's pretty awesome.
It's also possible to skip this next room with the sirens. Again, I've never been able to pull it off in a single run. I've done it like 2 or 3 times casually. So it actually just, I'm not even going to bother trying. Yeah, sirens. They are a not particularly threatening enemy in New Game Plus. And Kratos is going to show off his chiropractor skills. I think you overdid it there, Kratos. Just saying. Yeah, as usual in video games, you need to do this 3 times for the door to open, and then I'm also going to mash square and the right stick in order to hopefully break out of this cutscene, which I didn't do. I don't know why. I still don't know why sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. It appears to be a little bit random. So anyway, in the next map, I'm going to be using the Barbarian Hammer variant, although it's only going to be 1 charge. Of that, and those camera angles always screw me over. It's only going to be 1 charge, though. It's relatively easy, and that's going to be skipping Theseus.
So, do you mind if I read off the winners for the Metroid prizes?
Yeah, sure.
So, for the gravity suit... Oh, actually, I'll go in order. For the Metroid Out of Bounds glitch artwork, Nicholas Kilgore won that prize. Congratulations, Nicholas. For the Metroid Vanity Plates, Kevin Gersel won that prize. The winner of the Samus and Metroid's Ukiyo-e print is John Redshaw. And the winner of the Gravity Suit Samus Perler is Gabriel Monroy. Now, I will contact you after the marathon. I will contact you through your PayPal emails, so be sure to check the email. And it does occasionally end up in the spam box folder, so be sure to check that folder too after the marathon.
So basically, by skipping Theseus here, the game assumes I already have the Horsekeeper's Key. In fact, it gives it to me. It gives me the Horsekeeper's Key in case I don't have it, which is very nice of the game. I wish more games did that. And which means I could do this Steeds minigame without having to worry. And the rest of this is just a platforming section. And if there are any outstanding donations, now is probably the best time for that, because this is just basic platforming here.
Okay, I just wanted to also say about the prizes that if you didn't win a Metroid prize, don't worry, there's more Metroid prizes during the 2D Metroid block Thursday night, and they're also just as awesome, so nothing to fear. And let's go over a couple of donations. $5 from Graham Curtin. Shout out to the Booha Gang and Nene and the Night Crew. Lost my grandma Wheelie to cancer. Love what you guys are doing. Actually, do we just want to have a little roll call? It won't take too long here, so.
Hi, I'm the Englishman. I'm running this game.
Hello, I'm Zach SK.
I'm Railcoon. I'm running StarCraft on Thursday.
And Molotov is running Metal Slug 3 Snake Eater on
Metal Slug?
Metal Gear Solid 3.
Dude, I want to play that game.
Dude, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. I am totally
Don't mind Mike.
deprived at all.
Mike plays Metal Slug.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your sleep PB at this point, Mike?
Yeah, Mike, how much have you been sleeping?
Some.
The answer is not enough.
Yeah, I am legitimately preparing for all the games right now. Exactly. Get hyped for that. It'll be starting tomorrow at around. No, actually, starting tomorrow in about 23 hours. We have plenty of.
Yeah, it's Thursday morning, isn't it? So it's a little bit over a day.
Yeah, it's starting about 23
wait, yeah,
hours.
It's Wednesday now, isn't it?
Time.
The days all blend together.
What is time?
Really?
How does it work?
I spent most of Tuesday thinking that it was Wednesday. And then I finally remembered that it was Tuesday, and now it's Wednesday.
You're blowing my mind.
Yes. Time is an ocean in a storm.
Yeah, we definitely have some killers on the schedule. I think quite literally, like in some
Yes.
cases.
What are you looking forward to
like
personally,
this
Mike?
lovely fish over here is definitely a killer on the stream.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
flying fish.
I'm honestly looking forward to most of the block. Like I like a lot of the games.
Wait,
but
so
I'm
you like the games on Awful Games?
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
Well, you're playing.
I have the bad game sickness. Don't question me.
Yeah, the last two circles are usually the same, so I'm able to do those particular QTs very quickly, even if the rest of them are a bit delayed. So here I'm going to show the power of the head of Uriel, which a lot of people don't seem to realize. There is a charge attack, L2 and circle, which is an AoE for the Gorgon Gaze, and that allows this fight to be completed very quickly.
Your journey to the Sisters of Fate has only just begun.
Okay, we have $60 from Thomas Bloom. I'm proud to be donating to such a great cause. $20 to saving the Edicoons and Decoras, $20 to Female Shepherd, and $20 to Miles' Choice for such impressive out-of-bounds shenanigans. And that $20 went to Baby for Monkey Ball. We have $20 from Sebastian Johansson, another $20 because Miles is awesome. Also, Cosmo.
Yes.
$20 from John Grimmer. Had to donate again. Big fan of the Metroid Prime runs and those crazy glitches. $20 from Nicholas Covington. First time donating. Looking to get some of those sweet Metroid prizes. And put this $20 for saving the animals in Super Metroid. $100 from SMK. SMK here. Grab Soup Perler. Also, yay Miles for running Prime Run 1-2. Baby is the only SMB character. I'll forgive you this time for saving the marathon, but next time, next time
the dictator will strike.
Exactly.
We have too many games that could be shortened to SMB.
Super Meat Boy.
Super Monkey Ball.
Super Mario Brothers.
$25 from Thomas Magetti. I've never seen a Metroid Prime speedrun, so watching Miles has been awesome. Keep it up, guys. Put my donation towards Cosmo. From Tom.
Yeah. So coming up is probably the single biggest sequence break in this run. It saves about 45 minutes on New Game Plus, and it's also doable on New Game, and saves close to an hour because you can't skip cutscenes on New Game. If done on New Game, it skips. Let's see what I can remember. It skips Barbarian Hammer, Spear of Destiny, 3 out of the 4 Magic, and Golden Fleece. Basically, the only sub-item we actually need to complete the game is Amulet of the Fates. We're going to be backtracking to the Divine Pools, that one area. Basically, that trick works because that area has very uneven collision detection, and the roll that I will be using to activate the glitch was only designed to work on flat terrain. It's a problem a lot of programmers have with their games in general. First though, I'm going to use the Poseidon's Rage high jump to skip this tutorial. We're not actually going to be using Amulet of the Fates at all until the Lachesis and Atropos fight, which is the only instance where we actually need it, and the only reason why I'm even collecting this item in the first place. So yeah, now we're going to go back and not go to where you normally think we would be going, because we need to activate another swimmy swim. And I did not expect to get that first try either. It's a very specific angle here. Go away, I don't need you. Okay, 5th try was alright. So now we're going to do some more swimming. Gets better, Mike.
It looks so much better with the fish outfit.
Yeah, the fish totally makes
Yes.
it.
Yeah, the fish, I'm glad this was
So
going.
now we're basically gonna swim our way through at least a third of the game.
What the heck?
Some of you might recognize part of the route from the video that Flicky posted on Sunday Sequence Break when I had my 138 or 128 on there. Yeah, the pose will come up later. It's called surfboarding in glitching jargon. Unfortunately, it actually ends up being a little slower than swimming normally, so I'm only going to activate it right near the end. But it's basically Kratos' T animation, the default animation that's used for his skeleton when they're testing it. But for some reason, the developers decided to put the blades on his feet. Thus, it looks like he's an action figure. So now we're going to just swim all the way to Icarus, pretty much. And I'm gonna have to keep an ear out again for the next loading trigger for the Hall of Atropos. There we go. Now that the music's faded out, I know that the Hall of Atropos is loaded. And now we're just gonna swim over there. And there's an invisible wall right near where the initial puzzle is. But again, that could be swum over. And then the loading trigger for the next area is when I surfboard. Is when I see that Kratos is surfboarding on the edge here. That's the loading trigger for the pre-Lowlands area, which is where you would normally be getting the Spear of Destiny. You can get hit. You can open chests and stuff while swimming. It's pretty standard stuff. And then the part that Flicky is really gonna like is coming up once I have to activate this next loading trigger. By surfboarding, we're gonna surfboard for the rest of this little swimming section here. Unfortunately, this is also the last swimming section of the game. The rest of the sequence breaking is gonna be high jumps. Yeah, as you can see, surfboarding is a lot slower. Unfortunately, it was necessary because that was the loading area for Icarus.
By the way, Chad is going nuts over this.
Yeah, I kind of expected that.
I don't blame them.
I love this trick. It's so amazing.
I know.
It's so ridiculous, and it's so much better with this.
So you skip like so
outfit
many
is
like events that you would normally have to.
Yeah, and even better, it's doable on New Game. Unfortunately, it means that a lot of the late game or mid game in this case skips are not doable on New Game because this trick skips a lot of the sub weapons that you need. So now I'm going to go to Icarus. Icarus is what is actually going to end up breaking me out of the swimming glitch. Although because I start still swimming, you can see the bubbles. I'm actually, instead of grabbing onto Icarus like normal, I'm actually going to start off in the air, which means that I'm going to damage him partially using exactly three swings of the Spear of Destiny in order to damage him enough that he goes immediately into his last phase of his boss fight. Yeah, Icarus is not supposed to take that. It's supposed to be not supposed to be that short. The boss fight. And now I'm going to switch back to Barbarian Hammer once I get a moment, and we're going to start Atlas.
This temple is far above Kratos. We must get back to the surface.
Donations?
Mike, any new donations?
Yeah, sorry, we were just both in all of this run because it's so entertaining. Alright,
It's the God of War.
It is the God of War. So we have $25 from Thomas Majetti. I've never seen any Metroid Prime speedruns. But
I think you said that one, yeah.
Here's to having a huge backlog on donation comments again. You are so correct, Andrew Rocky. Put this towards hedgehog kicking action. That has already been met, but I'm sure that was not met at the time you donated it. We have $30 from Jay Sobel. You guys are pretty awesome. Good luck with the rest of the speedruns, and good luck to me for winning a prize. Good night! Well, sorry, Jay Sobel, you're a little out of luck. $25 from Warren Nefkin. 30 you're watching. Love what you're doing for such a great cause. Put this towards God of War 2. Keep up the great run. Well, thank you, Warren, for your generous donation and for our generous entertainment. $10 from Stephanie Artis in honors of Mimi Rost, beloved mother and friend. Put this towards Die Hardest. Thank you, Stephanie. It's donations like yours why we're, raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. They're a great charity. They're one of the only non-profits that's really focused on cancer prevention, and they do this through education, research, and community outreach. And with efforts like theirs, maybe we can stop cancer before it starts.
Yeah, so this trick is the only other instance of a long jump in the game. There was a fight earlier just before the Divine Pools that could have been skipped with a long jump, but it's, again, that's a segmented strat. So now we're going to be skipping a lava ride. I got to set this up right. This looks promising. No. Good thing is, at least, that you can save a couple of seconds after every death by simply restarting from a checkpoint, rather than having to go through the death animation again. And there, second try. That's not too bad. And coming up in about a minute or two is going to be my first real infinite jump with the Barbarian Hammer. And you'll see just the tedious complicated process behind that. Again, it looks a hell of a lot easier than it actually is. So we're going to clear that area, and we're going to save a little bit of time with this one. And I'm going to try and make my controller a bit more visible so you can see that it's a 3-button process for every charge. That was just a short one. My longest one is about 30 charges of that. Not to mention the vertical resets with Poseidon's Rage.
So is this game just basically your playground now? Because like I've seen you swim everywhere, I've seen you fly everywhere. Like you literally just do not care where you're going.
It's actually much less of a playground than the other two, but yes, it is. It is quite the glitch city.
How glitchy is 3?
Pretty glitchy.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a chrono skip, which basically means you skip half the game, among other things. So in this next section, I'm completely at the mercy of the enemy AI. Hopefully, I won't get trolled by them. I'm landing a little outside here because there's an enemy in the top right who normally spawns during that cutscene, during the unskippable cutscene. Whereas he's spawning now, that buys me a couple of precious seconds of non-AI trolling time. They're being nice to me today. I'm probably pushing my luck. Wow. Okay, that was actually that was perfect, pretty much. Perfect luck. And yeah, I'm in the clear for now. Donations?
Okay. $20 from John Whitehorse. Shout out to my Yetis posting on top of ETI. This is for Cosmo. Speaking of Yetis, we do have t-shirts from theyeti.com. And if you go to theyeti.com/AGDQ, you can get in on all the cool t-shirt action. That the /AGDQ will take you to a page that will let you order all the shirts at once so you can save on shipping. $3 from every shirt will go towards the Prevent Cancer Foundation, and that is what normally what the Yeti and the person who made the design would make a profit off of. So basically all the profit is being donated towards the Prevent Cancer Foundation. $20 from David Nelson. I'm really sad I have to miss the Earthbound run since it's my favorite game. Also put my $20 towards some Gone Gone Love and Super Monkey Ball. I finally have a kindred spirit among the donors. And Eric Buzan, $20. Thank you for reminding me how broken the Metroid Prime series is. I'm loving the run so far. Put this money towards the awesome Metroid Prime prizes.
Yeah, there's another infinite jump I could have done here, but again, that's segmented. That's a segmented strat, unfortunately. It only ends up saving about 5 seconds on the long term, and it requires you to have some near perfect jumps out of that. I usually take my time a little longer than I would normally do for infinite jumps in single segments. I want to make absolutely sure that I don't fail any, given the opportunity. Now we got a little QTE with Atlas. He wants his fish fingers.
So we have a $20 donation from Zachary Snyder. He says, "Go Metroid Prime," and Cosmo.
You notice that Kratos, the lower jaw of Kratos' fish costume moves with his jaw, and it has a tendency to clip through the rest of his costume, which I find hilarious for some reason. I didn't even notice it until I started practicing at HDQ and someone else pointed it out to me. I think it was your name here, but anyway, that's a quick Atlas Quake, something that's pretty much random. You have to press L2 on the right frame. Basically means you can activate this tutorial a little, like a half second earlier than you would normally. And I'm also going to be explaining one major thing which is a constant when it comes to Gorgons and the head of Uriel, in particular in God of War 2, which is that if you or an enemy are in midair and you get petrified, you will die instantly as soon as you hit the ground, which is a fact I'm going to abuse in this next fight. It turns out it's actually an interesting thing that the more I developed this route, the more combat intensive it got, which I found interesting because normally I was just spamming Chronos Rage everywhere and just being a general idiot. But now I actually have a little bit of strategy. And I'm right where I need to be, more or less, with this little section here. It is possible to infinite jump over the invisible wall here, but it's a very, very high invisible wall to the point where it's actually faster to just do this cranking normally. Although there is an invisible wall I will be climbing over in the next map, which is that area with all the spikes in it. And that will be the first like really long infinite jump of the run. I'm generally good at doing infinite jumps with distractions. There is one infinite jump, however, which I will need dead serious time for. Oh, come on, don't do this to me. There we go. Okay, I got everything I needed here. And I just need to collect Signs Rage. Now first, before I do my infinite jump, I need to clear out a bug that this room has with selecting sub-weapons. It doesn't like it when you initially select sub-weapons. So another thing to note is that Might of the King pushes you backwards. So sometimes I will set up my infinite jumps backwards like this in order to compensate. For every time I do the charge, I get pushed back a little bit.
Okay, we have $100 from Andrew Araki. This will be my last donation for a couple of days since I won't be able to watch much tomorrow. Good luck, good job so far, guys, and congratulations raising so much money for a good cause. And Cosmo, thank you, Andrew. Your donations are much appreciated. You're very generous during this marathon so far. $30 from Kenneth Carpenter. Hey guys, awesome job so far.
Now, as long as this infinite jump took, it actually would take even longer to go through that section because it's a very boring sort of quasi-auto-scroller. And the music actually decided to kick in this time. Sometimes the music doesn't trigger. I don't know what causes it. But yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of Barbarian Hammer jumping throughout the rest of the run. Unfortunately, there aren't any more swimming glitches, but you will see lots and lots and lots of infinite jumping. There are 2 invisible walls here. The developers tried to keep people out, but you could sort of sneak in between them like that and sort of skip the handle, the annoying handle section. This section is sort of built like a circle, so there's a lot of areas where you'll just be you'll be skipping stuff, going over walls, and because this is sort of like a central hub, you basically skip a lot of the filler stuff. And I'm gonna turn off Urda Poseidon for this section because I need it for this. So I got to cast Atlas Quake through the door in order to lower the block that's on the other side. Cast 1 safety Chronos Rage to make sure none of the other enemies hit me, and then I can go right into here. Donations.
Okay. We have $20 from Joshua Sorensen. One of my roommates recently lost both parents to cancer. It's affected him drastically as a person. It's been interesting to watch you guys break all these games. Keep it up. Also, Cosmo.
Yes.
Matt Horstman. I made popcorn special for this run. Metroid Prime is my favorite game of all time, and Miles is killing it. Also, Cosmo. $20 from Kari Nurmi. Do the Prime games have any intended sequence break/break mechanics? Put this towards Die Hardest. I don't think any of them were intended, really. I think just the game's engine was flexible enough to make them all possible. I've been seeing a lot of donations for Die Hardest, so let's see where the status on that is.
Yeah, whatever, buddy. We're going on an adventure.
Are you going to make him do his homework?
Yes, we will make him do his Greek homework. He's a very dedicated Greek tutor. He uses a lot of encouragement with his students.
That's good to know.
This is my patented translator cancel. Basically means that I can do like only one part of an Atlas Quake and then pick up the translator in order to cancel it. So here, normally I would just Atlas Quake spam, but these summoners have been giving me a lot of problems lately, so I just got to make sure I get them out of the way before I go over here, and I can just spam Atlas Quake over and over and over and over and over. Well, you get the idea. It's a lot of Atlas Quake spamming. Nice and mindless and cathartic, especially after some of the more strategic fights that I had earlier. And now we're going to make this fellow do his homework.
Hear me, sisters who control the threads. Keep going.
Okay. The status of the Die Hardest is it's at $1,516 out of $2,000, so a little less than $500 to go.
Intense interrogation is just ruined by the COD outfit.
Yes. pretty much every dramatic scene in this game is ruined by the fact that Kratos is a fish.
I'm in awe of basically of what I'm seeing right now.
I think I'm going with improved.
Yeah, definitely improved.
Yeah, it's like Rocky Horror charm. So now the alternative is that you could also trigger. There's two different triggers that you can actually do backwards. If I had failed the little air vent thing here, I would have opened this door initially, which would have meant I didn't have to do it here, which I could have done with a two-charge infinite jump. But thankfully I didn't fail it, so I could just do it like this normally. And then there's another like 20-minute sequence break, which I'm actually not looking forward to. I'm going to need dead silence for that, but that won't be for another 2 minutes or so. So again, keep the donations coming, Mike. You're doing a good job.
Okay, well we have $10 from Steve Stone. This is a very personal one. This is for this is for a chance to win all that great stuff during the Batman block. I wasn't able to donate earlier because Chippin was down. Also, this is for my wife's mother who passed away almost 5 years ago. I never got the chance to meet her, but I'm sure she would have approved of me. This is also for a very special friend of ours who is undergoing treatment for bowel cancer. Hang in there, Will. You're doing great. Shoutouts to Funky Doc, Rom Scout, and all other speedrunners involved in this or any other charity event. Also, very special shout out to the Avian Alliance. We're so lucky that we get to hang out with such awesome people on a daily basis. We love you all. Jaden Warlock. Thank you, Steve, for your very personal donations. We're all a community here, and we do like the personal touching donations such as that one. Because it's stories like that that make this that make this such a great cause to aim for.
I basically use,
fish.
Yeah, I'm using the hit counter here as sort of an indicator of when I should be pulling back, like right about now, in order to... There, that should be it. There. So now I'm in the right spot, and I can activate Poseidon's Rage. I am not a big fan of this next skip. There is an invisible wall, which is a lot bigger than it looks. You can't. There's a balcony there, but you cannot reach it. You're not intended to reach it because you're supposed to go all the way around after a chain breaks. But I'm going to just jump over the invisible wall. Not just because it's a very difficult trick, but you know.
So this is serious time for you, right?
Oh yeah.
There are things far more important than your revenge.
You know, she has a point. Kratos, you're an idiot.
Zeus did what he must to protect Olympus.
Yeah.
Gaia speaks nothing but half-truths and falsehoods. The Titans are not to be trusted.
Alright, now is the serious time part. Gotta set this up properly. Couldn't save it. I could do it again, but... Well, I basically have to. Much better position to start anyway. I think I need one more charge, and I think I'm good. Okay, now that's the hard part over, but that's not the end of the trick. Because I've got to do what I call the suicide skip. There is a gentleman here who will continually kill himself in a Groundhog Day loop style. However, we jump over the gate. He'll do nothing. What's up, bro? Come over here.
What?
What? Wait, what?
There we go.
I remember this section from playing it. It is not how you do it.
Yeah, that's not how you do it.
Very nice.
But yes, that was excellent use of the jumping.
Yes, thank you. I like this
like
guy.
I've seen this before.
No, you're hallucinating. We've never seen this.
No, Kratos. This will be the end.
Yes, it is.
He's tutoring. So
What's my time?
He has to do it twice.
For the picture?
He's 7849.
Oh.
Oh, okay, it's better than I expected.
Okay.
Do we want to show off the picture again?
So, yeah, that's a good idea, actually. So we have $20 from Jessica Richards. She says, my first marathon, great fun to watch. Loving the Metroid. If Adam AK is still there, put this to his first choice if he'll wave to me.
He is no longer awake.
But I'm sure he wanted to kill the animal.
So here, I'm skipping half of the puzzle. Normally, the segmented strategy is to do another really long IJ over an invisible wall that's on the left side of this map. Yeah, I was kind of hoping I could do that with Poseidon's Rage, but that was just a crapshoot. Normally, you do it with Barbarian Hera like this. But yeah, that on the left side, there's a huge invisible wall that you climb over and segment it, but this is a lot easier. And especially coming off of that other infinite jump, I thought it was just cruel and unusual punishment if I was to do that as well. So I just decided, screw that. I'm doing the half break. And now we're going to climb over here, and we're going to go into, guess what? Another sequence break. I know, unbelievable.
I'm shocked.
In this game?
And appalled.
In my God of War?
But this, you can't break this game. It's too strong.
It's not too strong for Kratos apparently, especially not crayfish. So here we're gonna skip a battle trigger because it's an annoying battle and we don't have to fight it. Except I triggered it anyway. But good thing is it gives you a checkpoint like right here, so I can just do it again. You could actually see the troll spotting out of nowhere on the left when I initially failed that. I actually never seen that before. That was pretty funny. Anyway, and guess what? You're not going to believe this. There's yet another sequence break behind this door. I know.
Gasp.
So here, this next area has a tendency not to load the bottom half, so I'm creating a checkpoint at this save point just to be absolutely sure that I can get this. Fly over here, around, and then cancel the 3-point landing by rolling, and hopefully this area will load.
Totally
Please
legit.
load. There we go.
Oh, wow.
What the?
So that literally looks exactly like a Darksiders.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Yeah, this looks like.
This is Darksiders' evil twin, basically.
Yeah.
And this is a strat I found. That initial rope strat is something I found like 2 days ago. I don't think Keon's seen that yet. But anyway, this is a section where normally you'd have to go and kill the archers before you can go here. But because I'm turning on Rage of the Titans, which prevents you from flinching, even though you still take damage, you don't flinch. Which the flinching would normally mean that you would stop climbing the rope. I'm gonna take it easy here because I've died here before. It is not a fun experience, particularly with the finicky checkpoints. So avoid that huge pile of flaming lava and do this. And I know this is yet another sequence break is coming up with a barbarian hammer of all things.
I'm shocked and appalled.
Gonna create another mini checkpoint. And yep, I got it. So now here I'm using the roll jump combo in order to climb these stairs, which is actually faster than doing normally, just because of how the stairs are shaped. Rolling normally would mean I would spend most of my time rolling into a wall, which is not something I'd want. And then I'm also going to go right up to this huge shofar-looking thing up at the top with another barbarian hammer jump, assuming I get it. I was a bit too speed hungry there, and I forgot to compensate for the lag on this map, which is about a second. And then you could just jump over here and land on the ground during the cutscene, even though Kratos is still up there in the main one. That's another trick I discovered in practice in the New York room. And here we go. We're going to climb over here, and oh hey, that's that battle trigger we skipped earlier. We're not going to fight them, though.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. And again, this is another half skip that we're doing. And then coming up is going to be the interactive portion of this run. Those of you who have seen my stream before know exactly what's coming. This lever is not actually required for the version of the puzzle that I do in this, but it is required because it's the loading trigger for the last Spartan boss fight. One of my early runs was ruined because I didn't know that, and I was trying to just save time. Don't go down there, Kratos. What are you doing? And yeah, we're gonna go up here, and we're gonna basically skip the most of what this puzzle is. It's actually a very it's a shame the physics puzzles in this game are actually very unique and very well executed, and I'm just crapping all over them. It's all in the name of speed, of course, but I highly suggest you guys play this game and just enjoy the puzzles for what they are, because I'm not really doing that part justice.
The game has a great story.
Yes.
Actually, I noticed you mentioned Akion a couple of times. If you want to see glitches for like modern games in general, like and skips and stuff, Akion's YouTube channel is a great place to find them. Let me just link to it in chat right now.
Akion, who I know more for doing helping out Darksiders, also, as you mentioned earlier, helped a lot on this game.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's a really good glitcher, so you guys should check him out.
So coming up is the interactive portion of this run. I'm going to need your help in chanting this next section. Cannot change my fate. Everyone, I cannot change my fate. 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 Okay, that's enough. Thank you for that. That's this is now officially a 6 author speedrun now.
Okay.
Thanks to your efforts. The advantage of having Rage of the Titans on right there is that I could activate that little mini game on the very first frame, and that cutscene is supposed to show you that you can pick up the body, but I already picked it up. And hopefully the Kraken doesn't troll me, as he is wont to do on occasions like this. And no, whoa, okay, yeah, he trolled me. That's all the way over there. That is a very bad thing. Thankfully, that trolling actually helped, because at least it put the body in a position where I could very easily retrieve it again. And if I can one-cycle this, that's good. This boss fight has 3 phases, and they can each be one-cycled if you're good, if you're reasonably fast about it. And now I'm just going to hold the right analog stick to the left in order to roll before this cutscene starts, which puts me in a good position to raise the Kraken's right tentacle again, and so that I can put the body back into position again and finish the second phase. Ah, there we go. Okay, that actually wasn't too bad. His trolling kind of helped me in the end. So now I'm going to skip a little bit of climbing by doing an infinite jump up to where his weak point is here. And
I have a comment for you from chat, The Englishman.
Sure.
Blade says, watching The Englishman is the video game speedrun equivalent of VH1's pop-up video.
Sorry, I didn't hear any of that.
You are the speedrun equivalent of VH1's pop-up video.
Ah. I'll take that as a compliment. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to get rid of these tentacles. And goodbye, Kraken. That was the Kraken over there. You can actually destroy that for XP if you want a new game. It's strangely satisfying. And now, in the next map, you're actually stuck in permanent time stasis, although there is a very random possibility that you can cancel it by mashing a certain combination of buttons and sort of praying that it all works together. And hopefully I can get it. Nope. Didn't think so. It's worth a try, though. It actually doesn't end up losing that much time if you feel it anyway. So I'm going to use this to have an emergency save. What's my time?
Omni, what's the time?
It's currently 107:45.
That's very good by my standards. So that's. I still don't think this is submittable, but particularly with the early bad start and the one death. But I'll see if I can get like a 123 out of this. I might consider submitting.
So do you mind if I read out some donations right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is
don't mind me, just breaking the game.
My mouse cursor to not work. Okay, we have $20 from Kyle Wright. Great job reading our donations, announcer guy. They must have been talking about Kira from a while ago. You decide where this one goes. Also, screw cancer. And we'll save that one for Kira. And $50 from Eric Fredrickson. Awesome run, guys. Put these $50 towards Cosmo. $20 from Arrow. Sorry we couldn't have you at the marathon, Arrow. You were a good commentator. And he says, too sleepy to be clever. Put this towards Ocarina of Time any percent. See you next mission, or tomorrow. $10 from Michael Suedo. Adding another $10 to my earlier $30. Had minor surgery today to remove the precancerous a few precancerous moles. Watching speedruns on Vicodin makes them even more like wizardry. This is an awesome set of metric crime runs. Thank you, Miles. Also, Cosmo. Mercury.com, $15. Thank you, Mercury.com. She was the one who organized our prizes thread and made the prizes a lot easier to organize and a lot easier to give credit to who gave out the prizes. So happy to see LL Cool Dave. It is $15 for Dave to put towards whatever he likes. Lots of love from Emily and Paul.
I was actually
what LL Cool Dave wanted it for. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
That was actually reasonably bad luck on Lachesis. I have gone through much better. So now this is also luck. I have no idea. There are 3 possible spots where Atropos can appear on the sword, and oh yeah, I'm gonna get a 2 cycle. I'm gonna get a 2 cycle on Lachesis, which is actually decently rare. So I kind of made up for my time with Lachesis and the Atropos.
You want to show off one of the prizes we have for the marathon?
Yeah, sure.
It's five.
Yeah, $5. It's a $5 donation.
Yep. So if you donate $5 at least, you get entered in for this excellent drawing of Kratos, and that is drawn by someone in Cummings. I don't remember the exact.
Stacy Carone, Molotov sister.
Oh, wrong way.
So if you donate $5 at least, you'll get donated in for that.
That is correct. And we have $10 from Gabby Paquin. Hey guys, I lost my aunt and grandfather to cancer a few years back. I'm glad to donate to this. Put this towards anything Dark Souls related. My favorite game of the recent years. Well, then that money went towards the glitch exhibition, because that's the one challenge that hasn't been met for Dark Souls, because Kati is already fighting the extra bosses. $30 from Cameron Swords. Hoping to win these awesome Metroid prizes for my brother Ethan. Also get SMK to put his new system on GitHub. We'll see about that, but his new system is awesome because it literally saved our marathon.
Cameron should win just for having the surname Swords.
Yeah, shoutouts to SMK for pretty much saving the donation.
Yeah, exactly.
So he'll be on screen during, I believe, I can't pronounce the game.
Donkey Kong Country Returns?
Well, he's playing Donkey Kong Country Returns, but he's also doing commentary soon.
Talking about Europe, you're like, I'm from Europe.
Okay. With this violence, now is the perfect time to read some more comments. $51 from C Poked, or C Poked, depending on how you use the apostrophe. For the God of War costume, one of Kratos's, and he says Miles' decision, but I'm sure Miles would agree with us that the God of War is the only choice.
Yes.
There were other choices?
No, not really.
So basically, this is what I was talking about earlier about really bad lag when it comes to charges. Here, the lag is about 3 or 4 seconds in between each charge, which means that there's a first, fourth, and fifth are faster using the invisible wall. Even with screw ups like this, I mean, it still ends up being faster. And the third is theoretically faster if you use charges. But the thing is, the third wave has Gorgons in it, and I do not trust Gorgons with single segments. Because, like I said before, if you get hit by the petrifying stare from the Gorgons and you're in midair, you die instantly. And I spend most of that trick in midair. So it's understandable that I would not exactly be willing to spend a lot of time in midair when there are Gorgons around. Yeah, there's an extra wave, which I can't get to because there's a visible wall here, but there's just a couple stragglers. There we go, there's the invisible wall down. And this one is also needs to be cleared by invisible. Needs to be cleared. That didn't work because I didn't have Barbarian Hammer pre-equipped. If you're using the Icarus Wings, you need to have the Barbarian Hammer pre-equipped in order for that particular charge to work. This wave absolutely needs to be done, assuming I don't get killed first. This is one of the benefits of playing on easy. Oh, I don't think I got enough height off of this. I'm gonna have to throw in a Poseidon's Rage, which I wasn't planning to do. I think that's enough height. Yep. And now this wave is faster, just kill normally, and we're on our merry way, and I gotta unequip Poseidon's Rage. I always had it on as sort of a safety measure, because as I mentioned before, Poseidon Rage can save a failed infinite jump if you're fast enough. So now I'm trying to group these guys together to try and get them all in one fell swoop. Those guys spawn up top, and these guys here. And just get them together. And I think I got them. And now, now I'm going to activate the first hand during that cutscene, which is very helpful. And then I can do this, and donations.
Okay, we have $20 from David Marsh. having a blast watching the marathon. I love watching speedruns. My donation is dedicated to my grandfather who survived esophageal cancer last May. I'm thankful that he's in my life today. Keep up the great work all week. $20 from Michael Dibbin. Put this towards silver. Also, I'm from Kansas, so get me that vanity plate. Hey, we're catching up. We're getting up. Christopher Barber, $10. Lost an uncle to leukemia and a grandmother to lung and bone cancer. Miss both dearly. Donating for silver and Sonic 06 from Tag. $10 from Curtis McDonald. The True North, strong and free. $10 for the Canadian man to choose.
Hey. Anyway, I am guaranteed to skip at least 2/3 of the Clotho boss fight. Also, when I said this game had a lot of nudity in it, this probably isn't what you were expecting. I'm sure there's, yeah. Let's just leave it at that.
What?
Yeah, definitely sexy to someone.
What?
And yeah. Ironically, Clotho is actually the most beautiful of all the Hecate sisters in the original myths. This is not the case in this game.
What?
Yeah, I think we milked that joke as far as it can go. Anyway, so this next section is literally, it is the closest to a YOLO strat that you will be likely to see within this marathon, because I get one shot at it, exactly one. And once I skip this, yeah. No, that's not, okay, I get multiple tries at this. Once I grab the ledge and actually start here, now it's YOLO. There we go. I skipped it. Now I skipped a boss fight, which would have only taken an extra 30 seconds with my route, but still, 30 seconds is 30 seconds. What's my time?
You're at 1:17:30.
Ooh, okay, that's good. If I get a good Zeus fight and good mirror jumps, because here's the thing, you're not able to access the Web of Fate anymore because we spared Clotho. So instead, we are going to have to use that infinite jump to go up over that mirror, climb onto the mirror, and access the invisible wall trigger from behind the mirror. So I just swam over there because that's where the loading trigger is for this section. And now this is the start of 2 big-ass jumps. I have to do this twice, once before and once after the Zeus fight. Fun times. Thankfully, this is a much easier IJ than the Siren Skip. Much less lag. And I only have to do 15 charges instead of the 30 or 40 that I had to do for the Siren Skip. It's not to say it should be taken lightly, but still, it is certainly less difficult. I think I've got enough height for this. Yep. And now, with this, I'm going to turn off Urn of Poseidon because I need Chronos Rage for the Zeus fight. And now we're at the Summon and Sacrifice, and hopefully the Sirens will react favorably during the first phase. That's a good start.
Do you need serious time for this battle?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, Curtis McDonald was asking, saying $10 for the Canadian man to choose, so I assume that is you. So what do you want the $10 to go toward?
I'll put it, I'm not sure yet. Octodad's already met its mark, right?
Correct. It's
I'll put it towards Cosmos 80% operating time.
Okay.
You just like hugging sirens, don't you?
Well, you need 3 of them in order to activate this QTE. I realized I was supposed to be putting on Rage of the Titans in order to chain together, because I remember that L1 attack that I used on the Sisters of Fate. Zeus has one area of his fight near the end where he is immune to all attacks that are not fueled by Rage of the Titans, and I'm basically using Chronos Rage here to milk hits off of Zeus, so that I will be able to do the L1 attack very efficiently. When done properly, it lasts like 3 or 4 seconds. It can take Zeus down to nothing in like 3 or 4 seconds. Like even when he's doing a swing here, I can still milk hits off of him. Wow, 777 hits. Also, your secondary weapon will magically transform between the Barbarian Hammer and the Blade of Olympus at various points throughout the fight. Because the idea is, in new games, it's like you're playing a game of hot potato with the Blade of Olympus with Zeus. And this fight is pretty heavily scripted, but it's good. It's a good kind of scripted. It's the fun kind of scripted. Match for me. Now this is where I do this. And Kratos does his little happy dance, and Zeus gets all sad. Except it didn't work. Oh well. It's still a pretty good fight, so and I can turn off Rage of the Titans now because I don't need it anymore. And now the fight's basically over. There's just a couple QTEs. Although the game's not over, I still have to do the big ass jump, which I'm not looking forward to. I have to do it again.
What you did.
And yeah, donations.
Okay, we have $9.69 from Sean Corey. Hey guys, put this donation towards the Dark Souls glitch exhibition. Thanks and good luck.
Actually, can we just hold the donation for 1 second? Because this is the best part of the run right here. Where Kratos does a magic trick in his fish costume. Wait for it. Poof! It's magic! Okay, go ahead.
Alright, donation from Mangled Pixel, $20. Yeah. Go fish. Put this towards Spike Vegeta's freeze impression. Unfortunately, you're a little late because that run already happened. $10 from Connor Lester. Dro, here you guys doing a fantastic job with the fundraising. Shoutouts to my boys, Hallie and Ricky. We're all watching at the moment. Good luck and have fun. $25 from the laptop. The laptop here. Shout out to the Englishman for an awesome commentary. I agree, the laptop. He's done a really good job of commentating on this run.
Nothing is more embarrassing than losing a run because you failed this QTE. Thankfully, there's only just the circle button mashing left. What's my time? Okay, it's not going to be that. It's not going to be submittable then. But it is a pretty decent marathon run anyway. Why did I turn this off? I need it back on. So I'm just going to go back to loading trigger. And this could be a personal best, but yeah, I would want a 123 to submit. And it's not going to be a 123 by the time I finish the big-ass jump. So I was kind of hoping I could submit, but oh well. As a consolation prize, I'll do some free SD acting over the final cutscene.
Oh no.
I mean, oh yeah. Not really. Maybe.
And I'll just check my in-game time while I'm here, which is 1:24:21. Time?
1:24:34.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the run.
Kept the fish suit.
Yeah, well, it's
that
an
would have made
FMV.
this more dramatic.
Yeah, it's an FMV. Just imagine he's in the fish suit. We have been expecting you, Ghost of Sparta.
The gods
are powerful for us to defeat now.
Oh
All of Olympus tremble before me. Zeus is weak, Ares and Athena are dead, and I wield the blade. We can win the great war, but not in this time. Together, we will destroy the petty gods, and we will see. Okay, I don't know. I know Zeus' speech better. I'll do Zeus' speech.
People are enjoying the voice acting too.
We are the gods, whom mortals worship. We rule on the land. We will not be swept. Okay, hold on. The better part. Let's do it. Brothers, put aside the petty grievances that have splintered us for so long. We will unite. We will stand together, and I will wipe out this plague. Olympus will prevail! You were saying? Might want to take that back, Zeus. I don't know.
Zeus is silly.
Zeus is Hugo Strange, by the way. Corey Burton, same voice actor. And Gaia is voiced by old grandmother Willow from Pocahontas.
Really?
For the Disney fans out there. And this is what you call the most blatant sequel cliffhanger of all time. Zeus, your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus! Go buy the sequel in 3 years, suckers! Ha! Yep, and... yeah, that's the end of the game. Talk about a cliffhanger. Alright.
Wow. Begins, wow.
Yep, and you have
just
to,
mean.
and you'd have to buy a new console for it.
Oh god, that's right.
Yeah, because it was on because God of War 3 is PS3 exclusive.
So there is one challenge that one bidding war that we've been forgetting to mention recently. There is a Holy Diver versus Maximum Carnage bidding war. It'll be played during Setup 3, so that'll be actually coming fairly soon. And Holy Diver is currently winning at $329.69, and Maximum Carnage is trailing at $50. So Maximum Carnage fans, you better get in on that. And Josh Funkcock will be playing the game, no matter which game is chosen. And next game up is Ninja Gaiden Black, but before then, we'll have a 30-second commercial.
Don't worry, I'm just gonna go straight for the lecture, but.
Okay.
Thanks, bro. No problem. Oh yeah, super psyched. God, dude, I'll watch this whole run with you. The whole run? I'll watch. Stick with me to the end, dude. All the way to the end. Hmm? I'm not gonna rage, dude. It's fine. Get it done.